Hello, everybody. I am excited to be on with you live tonight. It is almost 8 o'clock, not quite, and you can see I'm curly queued up. I am on location, and this is the most exciting time of day for me. And I didn't want to risk not being stationary. So I am on location, ready to talk about redefining beauty. And I have a special guest who is waiting in the wings. But I first want to give you the opportunity to share. Please share this out and let someone know that at 8 o'clock sharp, we are starting a conversation with an amazing woman, and we are going to talk about redefining beauty and how many of us need to have this conversation. I mean, really need to have this conversation because as much as we would like to say that we value our beauty and the diverse ways in which you can define and identify beauty, oftentimes we default to what society says. And so this is going to be a really fun conversation, a meaningful, profound conversation. Please invite someone. Also, in the chat, let me know that you are here. Please say hello to me in the chat. I would love to hear from you all. Say hello. Let me know you're here. We will be asking you some questions. And as we're asking you questions, we would love to get your answers. This is interactive. It is not just a one-way conversation or a conversation that you just watch between me and our special guest. We really hope that you join in the conversation. All right, my name is Trinace Richardson, and I am the founder of Real Women Rock because we do. And we create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. We do that through sister circles, and we host our sister circles both live and virtually. Of course, during this COVID season, we have been hosting them virtually, and it has been an amazing time. You would think that something was lost in communication and connection as it relates to us meeting virtually. But we've been laughing together. We've been crying together. We have been really learning and growing together in these virtual sister circles. We do them once a month. And what I'm excited to tell you is coming this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be meeting for the month of May. And, this is, a women's month. It is Mother's Day month. And so we would typically have some level of a conversation about mothers. And I am so excited that our topic this time is living without children. Oftentimes, the women in our lives who do not have children, either by choice or by circumstance, they are left out of the conversations that are had, the celebrations, the acknowledgments that are had during this month. And so we are going to make it happen this month. The topic is living without children. Whether you have decided that on your own or it has been decided for you, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it with someone who knows the topic well. So I invite you to join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can get the information from realwomenrock.org. Again, that's realwomenrock.org. Any woman who is a part of Real Women, or you just heard me share it and you know about the website, you're welcome to put it in the chat for myself or someone else. We would love for you to help me out by doing that. So realwomenrock.org is where you go to get more information. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that information is there as well. Please follow us. We are a tax-deductible nonprofit, 501c3 in good standing, and we exist to create these safe spaces for women across the country and abroad. Our thinking is that a woman should not be anywhere across the country and abroad without a safe place and a circle of sisters. All right. So we would love for you to join us. And share this out. Say hello to me. Share this out. Let someone know that we are on right now. I would absolutely love to hear from you all. Say hello to me and let me know that you're here. All right. I am so happy to bring on, and I might even be doing it just a couple of minutes early, but it just gives us a few more minutes to talk as you are sharing. I'm going to go ahead and bring up to the stage uh, Katrina Henderson. This is an amazing woman. And I'm back. Here I am. We have been in community together for a very long time. I am just so honored to be able to have this one-on-one with you as we sit in circles of our own growing together. It's really nice to be able to connect and just talk about our own work and our own growth together. So thank you for being here, sister. You are the creator of, listen, Unbreakable Memories. You create these wonderful pieces, these products, you provide services, you're a speaker, you're an author, you have so many things going on, and I just admire. And I am a client myself. I'm a customer. I buy products from Unbreakable Memories. So if you wouldn't mind saying hello to everybody and just telling us a little bit about you.
Well, hello, good evening. Can you hear me okay still?
It's perfect.
Okay. Well, I want to first thank you for this opportunity to join this conversation with you. Unbreakable Memories has been, it was one of those things where a journey for me, right, to figure out purpose. And I've always been an encourager, right? I've always been the one, if somebody needed that little word to kind of get them over the hump, that was me. But because I was looking for that title or that position or thinking that being an encourager wasn't enough, I never claimed that because I'm like, okay, God, I do that every day. Like, there's got to be more. But he said, no, encouraging is a very important thing because every position, every role, every person exists, needs some type of encouragement at some point in their life, whether they want to admit it or not, right? And so when I said, okay, I hear you, I got you, I understand, I receive, is when Unbreakable Memories was birthed. I was sitting down, going around with my husband and my family, my two best friends at the time, to say, okay, well, what is this company going to be? What am I going to call it? Because it all started, I created some wine glasses for some women. They came over, we had a girlfriend thing, and that was my token to them, as to say thank you. And so they were wine glasses that had different words of affirmation on them. And so everyone from there just, you should really look into selling these things. And so with God saying, okay, you're the encourager, use that in what you create. So everything I create is some type of encouragement piece, whether it's a t-shirt, a cup, a mug, a piece of jewelry, whatever it is going to be something that's going to give you the inspiration, that hope. It's going to be that unbreakable memory, right? Because stuff will break, right? That's going to happen. But it's the memory that's behind it. That's the unbreakable piece of it. And so that's where it started. It was me saying, okay, God, I hear you. I got you now. I understand and receive. And so that's where we are.
That is so beautiful, Katrina. I'm just thinking about the layers of that. What you just said about, things may break, things may not go the way we think they should go, but from our experiences and from our lives, we can always take the memory, the good things away from it. I love that. Is such a deep layered meaning to your company. I love it. And you have made as the foundation of your company this idea of beautiful and defining beautiful differently and what beauty is. And I want to make sure I engage those of us who are watching. Please make sure that we're going to tell you exactly where to go to find all of these. I know Unbreakable Memories is on Facebook. We're going to give you the website. But as you are thinking about pieces, products, t-shirts, jewelry, all of these things, that glasses, all of these things that you make, Katrina. What is our definition of beautiful? That's what I'm asking you all tonight as I ask Katrina. When you say something or someone is beautiful, what are you thinking? Are you basing it on, what you envision and are inspired and admire, or are we setting our standards based on what society says? And so, what do you think is beautiful, you all, is what I'm asking you. And I'd love for you, Katrina, to ask you to define beauty for us. Like, where did this idea of redefining beauty come from for you, and what does beauty mean to you?
So I gotta say this without crying.
Yeah.
Um, for me, the whole redefining beautiful was because as long as I can remember, right, I had the times of questioning my beauty, my worth, my esteem, because I wasn't the right size, or let me say this, I didn't think I was the right size or the right, didn't have the right hair, wasn't this position, wasn't in that, going from, questioning who I was, not truly understanding who God created me to be, going from relationships to relationship, trying to look for that love, right? And not understanding that I'm searching for something that's not on the outside, right?
Yes.
My beauty is not defined by how I look on the outside. And God has shown me that and say, wait a minute, stop looking at everybody else. Stop looking at everyone else to define what beauty was for you. I mean, when you look in magazines, right? The models, they are the smallest thing, and the long hair. And so that is when you're growing up as a kid, that's all you see, because that's what society was deeming as beautiful. But it wasn't until God said, okay, go back to the very beginning. Go back and look at who I created you to be, and understand that you're beautiful is being able to still smile when you're hurt, right? It's saying that I'm still confident, even if I'm in some tennis shoes and some sweatpants. I don't have to always be in a power suit to walk confidently.
Yes, Katrina.
It's going from taking off all the layers that I was hiding from. Saying I'm beautiful regardless of whether I got some scrapes and some bumps and bruises along the way from all the trials and challenges that came along. And so, from unbreakable memories, it was like, hey, let's go back to the root. The root of it is God was like, you need to redefine beautiful, because you need to understand who I created, right? Going back for me, looking at that purpose, and he like, it was there all along.
Yeah.
You didn't acknowledge it because you were looking for more, right?
Yeah.
They tell you, go to college, get the degrees, go get this job, go get this house. When at the end of the day, if something was to happen and all of that can be taken away in an instant, what do you have left?
Yes. Girl, let me jump in. This is so good. And I'm so glad that you just went all the way there, because whether it's society or what we've been told, what we've seen on TV, all of those things, that at the drop of a dime, we could be in an accident that could disfigure us. At the drop of a dime, we could lose all of the accoutrements, as they call them, all the things that adorn us, that that we think make us more, accentuate us and make us more beautiful. And I'm going to define it for myself, right? So I want you all to tell us in the chat what you define as beautiful. But I was telling Katrina before we got on, let me tell you why I don't mind making sure this was so meaningful to me that I wanted to make sure I was stationary and not mobile, moving around. And I'm just not finished moving around for the day yet because of events that I have tomorrow. But I am totally comfortable being in my sweats and sweating my hair out, because let me tell you, I feel the most beautiful when I have exerted a sweat. When I am in my workout clothes, I feel sexy to me, honey. And I look and I smell like somebody else. but but I'm telling you, you have to decide what is attractive to you, what makes you feel good.
Yep.
And those are the things that are beautiful to me, attractive to me, magnetic to me. Like they attract me and I attract them. That's what makes beautiful. So thank you for digging into and redefining beauty differently. I love that. Your goal, as you have mentioned, is to inspire women to find or rediscover their beauty by creating these products. And I would love for you to talk about some of your products. You have literally a collection called My Name is Beautiful. So could you talk about just some of the kinds of products that you produce and what comes out of them for you? Like what inspires you to create them? What could you talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so I'll say the easiest thing is probably to say, what don't I create, right?
I know that's right. Because you are a creative. You are a
Yeah.
creative.
But I will tell you, before I go into what I do create, I had to, that was a struggle for me for a little bit when I started everything, because being an introvert, right? I want to stay behind the scene the whole time. Like I'm the biggest cheerleader. But when God calls me out front and says, now use your voice to inspire others, I'm like, this, okay, wait a minute. And so there was a pull, because I want the products, right? The products. Oh, I can create something all day long. But when he said, go back to this side, now you get in front. And so let's now use the products to still inspire beautiful, right? Like when you hire, I know some of y'all are going to understand this. When you get a business coach and that business coach is like, you need to coach this, you need to do this, you need to do that. And so I'm trying to fill that mold, but then still do the products. And so I was kind of like, I can't do both, right? But for our mentor, Dr. Vicky, to say to me that it's all together. You can't separate the products from you inspiring and talking about you're beautiful and inspiring somebody else to their beautiful. And so I had to say, the light went off, because now I don't have to pretend to be the coach, but then pretend to create and then have that constant pull. Like today, I don't feel like coaching, so I'm going to create. And today I don't want to create, so I'm going to inspire. So that was a hard thing for me to get over. But now that I'm over it and I'm like, God, I can't run anymore. I'm here. So, the creations, like I said, it started out as wine glasses. Then it eventually turned into jewelry and bracelets. Then there's t-shirts. And then there was a devotional that was born out of all of this. It's called Get Back to Beautiful. And it's a 30-day devotional inspiring women to redefine that definition of what society has said is beautiful. It's taking away, okay, we're not worrying about the outside right now. Let's look at the heart. Let's look at what's on the inside of us, and redefining the narrative that we have been telling us for so long, because we think because we've been hurt or some type of tragedy happened to us that all of that defined us. When it really didn't. It's a part of who we are, but we can still change the narrative and now get back to the beautiful that God has created within us.
Okay, you got to slow down, because this is all just so good. I thought I wanted to talk about something you said before, and then you started down this Get Back to Beautiful. So give me a second. I want to go back real quick, and I'm not going to forget what you just said about getting back to beautiful and allowing these opportunities that we think are tragic to be transformative for us, right? But I want to go back to what you said about doing your best to figure out your lane and who you were, and separating what you do from you speaking and all this kind of stuff. I believe that God gives us all of these giftings. He gives us all of these things so that we can discover how they are woven together
Yes.
to accomplish one purpose on the earth. Like
Yep.
I really believe that all of us are going to fulfill one ultimate purpose on this earth if we are seeking God for purpose and we are living it out and surrendering ourselves fully to whatever our purpose is. It's just we have the opportunity to express.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm still here. I can see my train too.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay. Good. So I guess I go. That's a sign so perfectly that you a mentor that you can be things work well together. But you just talked about your tragedies being beautiful, devotional. I love this idea of getting back to beautiful because some of us have really just um, decided within ourselves that we are not enough, that we are not enough. And so I believe that this devotional is going to be a blessing to somebody. So I'd love for you to just we usually wait to the but we're almost there. This time flies by. Could you share where folks can get the devotional, please?
I sure can. So you can find it on my website, and that's unbreakablememories.com. It's also on Amazon. So if you wanted to use your 2-day shipping to get it to you fast, you can use that route. But no, and also at getbacktobeautiful.com. Either place will get you there. But I'm grateful because it's, you think, okay, God, why am I here? And so that's it. It's to inspire that beautiful.
Yes. And I love, we've gotten a couple, we are asking you, how do you define beauty? And Mama Mary has said, beauty to me is loving myself at different stages of my life. Oh, girl, 40, 50, now soon to be 70. And you still look 40, 50. Go ahead, girl. Embracing my
Right.
gray hair. Right. When people say you would look younger if your hair was gray or the wigs, embracing your beauty with or without makeup. I done told you already, Mama Mary. I love seeing myself just working out, sweaty and all that kind of stuff, because to me that says I'm alive. I think life just can be beautiful, and life is not always roses. It's not always easy, but it can be still beautiful. My husband and I have a saying, and we say it's based on some movie or comedy show or something, that life is the most beautiful, the most ugly, the messiest, the loveliest. It's all of those things wrapped up in one. And guess what? It's beautiful because we're still here, because we're still alive, and we have the opportunity to live and live again. So thank you so much for this. This has been absolutely amazing. We have a few more minutes. I'm going to put your website in the chat, but while I'm doing that, and as folks are continuing during the live as well as the replay to define beauty in their own words, could you share some inspiring words for a woman, just thinking about our community, a woman who does not see herself as beautiful? She doesn't, she's either comparing herself to people around her, or life has, really just tripped her up to the point where she's exhausted and doesn't feel alive and beautiful. What would your inspiring words be to her?
So I will say first, that beautiful sister, the one who has questioned everything about you, because things you may be in a position where it's not going the way that you want. We've all been. I'm going to say this: we have all been there.
Yes.
Some of us are even still there, right?
Yes.
And just know that this season doesn't last long. That even in the midst of what you're feeling, the pressure you may feel, the strength that you think you don't have, you're looking at the mountain, right? But we got to get up it as best we can and just know that there's something on the other side. We just have
Mm-hmm.
to hold on. You just have to hold on long enough to say, okay, God, I'm not giving up. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
fight for my own beautiful so that I can get on the other side of this, because it's, they always say, the test becomes the testimony. And
Mm-hmm.
even though you may be feeling the pull of life, don't get discouraged from discovering or redefining who you are, right? We
Mm,
have walked in everyone else's expectations of us. I'm going to ask you, what are you expecting of yourself?
mm, mm, mm.
With, we try as women, we're always trying to be the Wonder Woman. And I'm going to say, sis, take the cape off.
Woo.
Let's take the cape off and understand that we don't have to control the situation right now. It's okay. Sometimes we have to sit in our own stuff, right? And
Yes.
understand that where you are right now is not your defining moment. It's a defining moment based on how you choose to get out of it. Do you want to stay here? Or do you want to continue to just pull from the strength that you've had? Because look at the trials that you've been in before and how you got through those. This is no different. This is
Yes.
different. And
Woo.
so know that you're not alone. There are other women fighting with you, standing with you, praying with you, and you'll get there. You'll get there. So
Yes.
you just got to keep moving. You're beautiful beyond your circumstance. I'm always saying that you are beautiful beyond every trial, behind every doubt, every moment you question your worth. You're beautiful beyond it all. And this is no different.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Someone is and needs to just play your words back over and over again, because it's not only encouragement that you can make it through, but it is what you just said is so important. It is redefining. We get to choose. We get to redefine, define and redefine, discover and rediscover our lives over and over again. And so if in this moment, life is not what we want it to be, what steps can we take?
Yeah.
What moves can we make to make it more of what we want it to be, to make it more beautiful? We get to decide what that looks like. And what I love about what you have said is that we don't have to do it on anybody
Okay.
else's terms. Like, we can do it on our own terms. It doesn't have to look like what anybody else expects. So I absolutely love that. And Mama Mary said, I never thought I was pretty until I met my husband who loved me. Fat, no makeup, all over my head. I learned how to love me for me. I know that's right,
I
girl.
know that's right.
It doesn't hurt when someone else sees our beauty, but whether someone sees it or not, we have to acknowledge it and know that it is there, and we can see it differently than somebody else does. I think I'll tell you this, and I know because you're a creative and create products, maybe you have your own special animal, but I love frogs, Katrina. And so to everybody else in the world, that is like the least beautiful animal in the world. And why would I, right? But I love their metamorphosis process, their
Mm,
life cycle. I love that other people don't find them beautiful, don't find them likable, frown their nose at them. So they're an underdog to me. They can live in almost any kind of circumstances. You can find them almost anywhere. And so they are survivors. And
yeah.
so there's so much about them that's beautiful to me. And so I don't know if, as a creative, you have any kind of special animals that you love in particular.
No animals. I think I have, my things are beads, glitter,
Mm-hmm,
right? All
mm-hmm.
those type of things. That's what, when I'm having a bad day or I'm stressed out and I just need some time to go in. I
Yeah.
play with beads, right? Like I'm picking up stuff because it's just something so calming. So
Yeah.
that's my frog, right? It's bees. And so, my husband, like, you got more stuff today. Yeah, I
Yep,
do.
I did.
But it's okay.
That is so good. Well, our time quickly goes by. It goes by so fast, and I appreciate you being gracious enough to share of your time. I know you're busy. Would you mind anything that you want us to know about what you have going on? Any specials? If you just want us to go to the website to check out the book and the products, wherever you want us to go, what's the next step to stay connected?
I'm on unbreakablememories.com. I do put out a newsletter there. But the one thing I have recently created is a quiz. So if you are curious to know what your beauty type is, when you think about your beauty and how it shows up to the world, go take us. It's maybe 15 questions, I think, and you'll be surprised by the questions. It's not what you think, but you can find it at quiz.unbreakablememories.com. And so go find your beauty type and see how your beauty shows up in the world.
Oh, I love this. This has been an amazing conversation because when we talk about beauty and beauty products and jewelry and those things, we're always looking for a certain level, a certain standard that society sets. And so thank you for flipping this topic on its head and
Thank
allowing
you.
us to see it differently, giving us the freedom to see it differently. Thank you so much for this time.
I thank you.
Absolutely. You all, this has been Katrina Henderson. Hasn't she been great, Kimberly? This has been amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes, whether you are watching this live or on the replay, share this out with someone who needs to really understand redefining beautiful and who needs these products. Let me tell you, if I wasn't on location right now getting my stuff together, I would show you all my bracelet set. It is absolutely amazing. And so go to the website, check it all out. Check out Katrina. And then we invite you to our realwomenrock.org website, realwomenrock.org. And this Saturday, we have a sister circle virtually at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And the topic is living without children. And whether you are a woman who is or without children, you know, women who don't have kids deal with us who have kids having these conversations during the month of May all the time. And so come and be a sister to another sister as we talk through the joys, the triumphs, and the tragedy for some, the trauma for some of living without children, and learning what the takeaways can be from that. We love you guys. Thank you for being with us tonight. We'll see you next Thursday night at 8 p.m. Whenever we have a guest, we are here. And I appreciate you joining me, Katrina. Take
Thank
care.
you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.